In this video, I'm going to show you how to schedule a Zoom meeting and invite other people to that meeting. If your screen, when you log into your Zoom, opens up to this, what you're going to want to do is click on the Schedule button. Here you can decide how and when you want to schedule your meeting. I'm going to schedule my meeting for tomorrow at 3 p.m. The duration that I want it to last, depending on your level, if you've purchased a premium package or not, of what you can do. I think 40 minutes is the time if you are not a paid subscriber. You're going to host, you want your video to be on, you want your participants' video to be on. How do you want them to be able to connect? Telephone and computer audio. And then how do you want to schedule this? You can schedule this with Outlook. You can also click on the advanced options. You want the waiting room to be enabled. Do you want them to join before you? That's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and click that off. You want participants to be muted on entry, and then you can go from there. At that point, you can click Schedule. So it's going to schedule the meeting, and then it's going to open up my Outlook calendar. From here, I'm going to save this for myself. So that I know what it is. I'm not going to send it to anybody, so I am just going to click send. It's going to say, do you want to just save and close this meeting instead? Yes. So now I have the information. Here I have another Zoom meeting coming up, but when I look at my, go up to the top, I can see that I have meetings scheduled. So now I'm going to find the meeting I just scheduled for tomorrow at 3 o'clock, right here. And I can do a couple of things. I can start the meeting, I can copy the invitation, I can edit the meeting, I can show the meeting invitation. So here I can show the invitation. I notice that I have all of this, so I can copy this, or I can just click the copy invitation. Now I want to invite students to join me in that Zoom message. So I am going to open up my browser and sign into Canvas so that I can invite my students to join me. So I'm going to go into one of my classes that I don't actually use, since I'm not actually doing this. And then I'm going to create an announcement. Sorry. I'm doing this kind of in a small space, so I need to look at it differently. And I'm going to create an announcement, add an announcement. I'm going to call it Zoom meeting, and I might put the date up here, April 29. And then down below, I'm going to say, please join me in the Zoom meeting. Details below. Now, my students, after they see this, they will be able to click on that URL and go right to the meeting. Or they can open up Zoom and put in the meeting ID and the password in order to get to it. So once I post this, I can delay posting it if I want to, and post it at a certain time. I can allow users to comment. I can allow liking. I can give this to all sections of my class or just to one section, or I can even post it to one individual. No, I can't. I lied. So I'm going to post it to a section, and then I'm going to click save. As soon as I click save, because I didn't delay posting, it's going to show up as an announcement for my students, and they will have the information that they need. I'm not going to do that because I don't actually want this announcement to go into this room, but that's what you would do. At that point, you know you can look up the meeting information in your Outlook because it opened it up and saved it in your calendar. You could log into Zoom and go to your meetings and start the meeting. whenever you're ready. When you actually do start the meeting, then, and you can start it at any time, even if you're way early, as long as you're the host. Here, you're going to manage participants, and you have some options after you manage the participants. You can invite people here, so if you think somebody didn't get the invitation, you can click this, and it'll pop up with your contacts. You don't need to worry about any of those contacts. You can just copy the URL or copy the invitation and put it back out there for your students. And then there's the 3 dots here. And so if you didn't enable the waiting room, you can enable it afterwards. You can also mute participants on entry, allow them to unmute themselves, allow them to rename themselves, play an enter and exit time. This is something that I always put on at the start of a meeting if I'm waiting on people, so I know when my first people show up and I can work on other things. Another option, and I'm going to move this so you can see, is lock meeting. And so after all my participants are in there, I might choose to lock my meeting so that no one else can come in to that meeting. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much.